Hello, my name is Dayong Lee, and the topic I chose for this presentation is the relationship between education and mental health in Korea. Okay, wait. Can I try again? I think the presentation wasn't working.
Yeah.
When you think of health, most people think of physical health, but mental health is also as important as physical health, are closely related. Since the high suicide rate and the relatively bad mental health of Korean students have been a big issue in the recent years, I decided to study this topic. While most countries' suicide rate have decreased as they developed, South Korea has experienced the opposite. The country's suicide rate has been on the rise along with its economy, especially among youth. Korea has been a country with the highest suicide rates among countries in recent years. Suicide is the #1 cause of death for South Korean youth, and almost 1/3 of the students who commit suicide are said to have ended their own lives due to their school grades. Korea's education system is one of the biggest contributing factors to these statistics. There are some characteristics about this education system that makes it unique. First, the students tend to spend a lot of time on academics compared to students from other countries. While the universal average time spent studying by students is approximately 30 hours per week, this is about 4 to 5 hours per day, the average Korean student spends nearly 50 hours per week studying. This is about 7 hours per day. For high school students whose utmost priority is receiving a high score on the SAT test, even studying for over 10 hours a day is not enough for them. Combined time spent on regular school classes, extracurricular activity, and academies, and then students can be studying up to 16 hours per day. Second, the Korean education system relies heavily on academies or cram schools. In 2020, there were about 80,000 cram schools in Korea, and its academy market was worth about $12 billion. In fact, it is harder to find a student who was not at a cram school than those did. Third, the system is centered on standardized tests and competition. Even if the government has made changes to the curriculum to grade students based on factors other than tests, tests are still the most important thing to many students. Then what are the major problems that worsen students' mental health? They can be summarized into 3 points: lack of creativity, constant pressure, and ignorance towards students. The current education system stifles creativity and does not leave many chances for students to express their own ideas. They are expected to memorize meanings of literary works without taking time to analyze them themselves, and engaging in artistic activities such as art and music are set aside as unnecessary as students get older. However, expressing creativity is proven to be helpful for reducing stress, preventing depression, and improving mental health in general. It's also one of the important skills that will be crucial for careers in the future. Also, students are overly pressured by the system. Many often complain about being stressed because of academics. It is true that stress is to make progress in whatever a person is doing, but the reality of a large number of students committing suicide, that it is too much for many students to handle. And although they are usually not serious, many students joking about suicide whenever they score lower than expected shows that suicide from academic struggles is considered somehow normal. Lastly, students' concerns are often ignored. Many parents or teachers dismiss their children or students' needs for mental health care, and service for it is often hard to get access to. While it would be difficult to solve all problems at once, since this is a whole system I'm talking about, some changes can be made to improve the mental health of students. One way is providing more time for students to express their creativity by letting them engage in artistic or physical activities without emphasizing grades too much. Another is giving more chances for them to contemplate their own future. It is easy for students to blindly follow whatever career path their parents chose for them, or reduce their life goal into just attending a prestigious university without thinking about their future further. Because most people who are like this just end up getting more stressed, it is crucial to let students pave their own way, set a goal for their life, and work to achieve their own goal. Finally, students need more mental health care if the system can't be fixed immediately. Various students may be educated and intelligent. They lack individuality and independence. The system pressures them to be good at everything when most can't, which leads to bad mental health among students. Although making changes would be difficult since this education system has existed for decades, to make situations better for students steadily. Thank you for listening to my presentation.
Yay. Great job, Taeyong. I really liked how you worked on your tone. So this time I think it flowed better than yesterday, much better. And I always like the statistics that you use. Those are very interesting. So thank you so much for your presentation. And does anyone else have any questions or comments for Taeyong?